Let me do the introduction. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a session 2 on a very important topic, one of the most requested ones from you guys asking for it, about online lead and mastering the conversion of it. So last week,
ladies, we're getting started. Let's do it.
Last week, Sohail covered quite a bit of pointers for us, and this week is going to be more interactive. So I hope you came up with questions. So let's go. Sohail, you're on.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming for session 2 of Mastering Online Lead Conversion. We'll just quickly go over, I figured it'd be good to quickly go over and recap what we talked about last time. Axel, if we can actually, here, I'll go to the next slide here. I don't know if you don't all see the slides though, do you? Nobody's looking at.
We have you, buddy. That's all right. I'll share the slides separately with everyone.
So just to recap though, last time we talked about how we make a strong first impression and first connection, right? Focusing on that, it's speed to lead, speed to connect, and offering value early. So get in touch, offering value, offering guidance, finding the need, finding the motivation. And we also talked about quite a bit about new leads versus old leads, how to work them, what are the differences, and is there business to be had in both sources, which absolutely there is. Now with that, today we're going to talk more about process, implementing systems and process to make this all work. Again, I'm a practical person. I'm pragmatic and practical, and I think it pays off to be practical. And if you're sitting there wondering, okay, well, how can I actually start doing what Sohail's saying? I mean, really, the first step is just pick up the phone and start calling your leads. That's the easiest step. But there are also things you could do to improve your chances of working in this environment and succeeding against agents like myself who are working this system optimally and converting those leads. Okay. All right. So let's set some rules, right? Immediate response within 5 minutes. Lead comes in, you got to get in touch with them within 5 minutes, whether that's an automated response, an automated text message, an email, or both a text message and email. That within 5 minutes connection should absolutely include a phone call. Okay. Now I know it's not practical. I know it's not realistic that you will always be available to call someone within 5 minutes. But if you are in any situation where you could even give them a quick call and say, hey, I had a quick minute between appointments to give you a call, and I'm going to give you a call later. What's a good time or whatever? Or if you have time to engage with them, give them a call within 5 minutes and then start that process and the conversations that we talked about last time. It's very likely that they won't pick up on the first call, right? It's very likely that you won't get any response. It's likely that you won't get any response within a week or within 2 days, 3 days of calling. So what do? We call, we text, we email for 10 days. Okay. We'll talk about how this can happen because it's not realistic to email, text, call people, especially once your leads start adding up. Like, I don't know, I'll have at least a few thousand leads. Can I call them and text them all for 4 years, 5 years? No. Can I call and text them all for 10 days straight? Not even. Like, you're getting 5, 6, 7 leads a day. You might be getting 10, 15 leads a day. Can you call and text everyone and have a life and take care of your business? Probably not. So we'll talk about how we automate that. Nurturing sequence. So once it goes past the 10 days, now we're talking longer term. These could be leads that have actually been in touch with you. You have actually gone in touch with, you've connected with, or it could be leads that you've never heard back from. Do you just let them go? Let that old lead die? No, you don't. You think about it this way. Right now, cost per lead for online leads, for online buyer leads, is about $15 a lead. Okay. If your system isn't optimized, it could be as much as 20 or around that ballpark. That's a lot of money being thrown away. If you're getting 10 of those a day, that's $200 a day that you're throwing away if you just let them go. Are you throwing away $200 cash every day? Are you able and willing to do that? I wouldn't. I just keep nurturing them. And then you set them up with monthly, quarterly check-ins. These are drip campaigns. They involve phone calls, and we'll talk about that as well, more about that as well. And then all of this is with the goal to convert them to appointments. What are appointments with online leads? If it's a buyer lead, Frank, what's an appointment that you can set with a buyer lead?
Well, take them to showing.
Take him to a showing, exactly. That's the best appointment with a buyer lead. Take the buyer lead to a showing. You could sit down for coffee with them if there's any, hey, Tina. You can set them up for a coffee meeting if they need some guidance, if they need to be warmed up. And maybe they're longer term planners. Maybe they also need to sell their place and they need to know different scenarios. I'm sitting down with someone next Thursday that has 3 properties and they're trying to figure out which one do I sell so that I can buy what I want to buy. What do I need to sell to be able to buy what I want to buy? So there's 5, 6 different ways it could play for them. And our job is to set that appointment to take them through it. Okay. Sweet. All right. Let me see here. I have some questions for you that I brought with me. And I tend to forget to go through these things. So, I'm curious, everyone in the room, everyone on Zoom here. We all have CRMs, I assume? Who doesn't have a CRM? Everyone has a CRM? Everything okay, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay. Who has automation set up on their CRM for their follow-ups? It could be emails, texts, call reminders. Who doesn't have automation set up on their CRM? Mike? You have automation on your CRM? Good. Mike's got it figured out. If you're online and you're not in the room and you don't have automation set up on your CRM, you're leaving money on the table. That's just it. You're leaving a lot of money on the table. And other agents will take that money from you. They will take your money. I will happily, gladly take that money out of your pocket because I've got mine set up. And I don't even have to do anything about it, really. That's the easy part. Those leads that come back to us 3 years, 4 years later, do you think we're calling them every day? No. Some of them we don't even know are on our platform. It's inbound leads. And the CRM is doing its thing. The impression you're giving them is that you're on top of it, that you're sending them listings every day. You're sending them market updates every every quarter, every couple months. So what are some, yeah.
I like how you're saying that you're losing money but by not doing this. So that really gives me a motivation.
Yeah, you gotta get that accountability in there, right?
The comparison you're making.
Yeah,
is good.
for sure.
Not
It's true. If you're not quick, if you don't have your system set up so that they're nurtured, you're giving that money to some other agent. That person is eventually gonna transact. They're eventually gonna buy something or sell. They could be buying or selling multiple things. And if you're doing everything optimally, there's still a good chance that they will buy or sell with someone else. If you're doing nothing, there's 100% chance that you're gonna lose that business, right? So what is the frequency? What is a good frequency and how do we set this up? So your CRM, you can go back to it and I missed the slide here. Oh yeah, no.
May I ask a question?
Yeah, of course.
So, what do you do if say your client base, most of them, they don't do their email, they don't take phone call or text. They, for example, Chinese community use the WeChat.
Okay,
And then it's hard to use the CRM for the WeChat connection,
okay.
especially language, when
Okay.
you call that in English,
yeah.
they don't speak the language.
How many of those people do you have in your database?
Most of my database are like
Can you
that.
put a number to it? How many of them?
Well, in my database, probably 200, 300.
Okay, so you have 200 people, 300 in your database that are exclusively using WeChat?
Yes.
Okay, so those 200 to 300 people, you have them in your CRM, right? Can you assign tasks to them so that you
Please.
remember to WeChat them once every 3 months?
Yeah, that's what, I'm struggling how to set it up because the for the boss, it doesn't work with WeChat.
It's fine.
Yeah.
No, follow up boss doesn't text WeChat. Follow up boss doesn't call your people for you.
Mhm.
You make the phone calls.
Yeah,
But you have tasks set up for yourself to remind,
Yeah, to
reminders.
remind me to do that, yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There are manual steps. This is not gonna, it's not all gonna happen for us. Like, it's not, the follow boss, the CRM is not gonna do our work. It's a tool that we use to be more efficient, to be more effective. So. Yes, Axel.
Just a quick note for Frank. Yes, everything is integratable with any CRM. If you have a technical point that you want to reach out to the support for your CRM, and in your case is Follow Up Boss, ask them how to integrate and syndicate WeChat, and there should be a Zapier account from your side that can bring all the messages into Follow Up Boss. And with parsing of an email, it also is automated, so that should be easy to do. But you need to reach out to the support team to do that.
But it's kind of a niche that Frank brought up, and great, yeah, if you get Zap it into WeChat or Zap from WeChat to your follow-up boss, great. If you can't do it, you gotta do it manually, like 200 people, nurturing a database of 200 people, every quarter is not that difficult, right? If you set if you set your schedule, if you're strict with your schedule and you have your mornings every 3 hours every morning to make your phone calls and send your messages out, you can achieve that, okay? So what is the cadence? What is the frequency? How do we get on top of these? Again, getting really practical. With new leads, we follow up with them for 10 days, right? We try at least 10 touch points. So these are text messages, emails, phone calls. Let's say that the lead doesn't respond, and it's 98% likely that they won't respond within those 10 days, right? Our conversion is on average 1 to 3%. So let's say there's a 2% chance that they'll respond. There's a 98% chance that they will not. Do we let it die? We don't. We put them on a drip campaign. What can a drip campaign look like? I have mine all set up. I could actually, anyone who's interested, reach out to me. I could help you set it up. I could show you what I've got going on, right? And these are monthly market updates. There's some examples of these, I think. I'll bring it up in another slide. It's monthly market updates. If these are seller leads, they have properties that you're aware of. It could be that it was a lead. It could be someone that bought with you or sold with you. You send them monthly market updates for that neighborhood. You can send them quarterly updates, and you can call them quarterly to say, hey, I'm just calling to see what I can do for you today. Is there anything I can do for you today? Is there anything I can do for you or anyone that you know these days? Okay, that is a lot of my follow-up phone calls. I never say I calling to check in on you. I never say I'm calling to follow up with you on anything. I'm just saying, hey, I was just thinking of you. I'm wondering, is there anything I can do for you today? And you'll probably say, no, there isn't. Like, okay, great. Well, when there is, I'll be here to help. Right? I've made this phone call, and then 2 days later, or I've sent messages like this, and then 2 days later, got a referral. Literally, this happened multiple times, because I just came to top of mind for this person who trusts me, who knows I'm good at what I do, and now they suddenly think, well, you know what? Oh, actually, I thought of this person. I'm gonna send Sohail that lead, right? And then, yeah, we talked about this already. Never truly give up. You put them on those drip campaigns. Again, a combination of text messages, email drips, and those email drips could be, if it's a new lead, it's one set of emails that you could send. If it's someone you worked with before, it would be a different set of emails. Some examples that I've brought up here. So drip campaigns could be market updates, safe searches. Safe searches for buyers are a must-have. I mean, you can't have a buyer on your platform that you're not sending listings to on a daily basis. Maybe multiple times a day, or maybe, as soon as a listing comes up that they might be interested in. This is an absolute must-have. I've personally got a lot of business from buyers who I didn't even know exist, but they were on my platform. They were seeing my emails on a daily basis. They saw something they liked, added it to favorites. Next thing you know, I'm on the phone with them. I get a notification that this person added one to favorites, added probably to favorites. The other time I called this lead, and she said, Sohail, there must be some telepathy going on. I was literally writing you an email. This was a lead that I spoken with 6 months, 7 months before. And there was no activity. She was waiting for her wedding and then get active after the wedding and all that. And then prematurely, I noticed that she added something to favorites. So I called her right away and she was amazed by it. Guess what? 2 months later, they bought. Something had happened. Their landlord had asked them to leave and they had to buy before the wedding, right? So they did that.
There's actually one in our agent locator that I think you've set it up, that for 1 year, this lead wasn't responding. And then there was an email sent to the lead. Wow, so many memories, so many laughs is what I'd be saying if we had met face to face. Let me know how things are going with your home search. If you have any questions, I'm here to help you and assist you. The lead responded. That, it said, what did it say? Oh, you got me on that one. Haha, you got me on that one. I'm still looking. However, I'm getting closer to a time when I'll need some help. I'm looking for like a 1-bedroom, blah, blah, blah. So after 1 year.
Yep.
That email that we message that you had.
Yeah, very tame email, right? Very tame email. Again, I have all these set up. If you need help with it, reach out to me, please. Just a fun email. Like it's not even asking for business or anything. Just saying, hey, making a joke about the fact that the lead hasn't responded to you. Kind of mocking the fact that the lead hasn't responded to you. Had we met, we'd be, talking about our memories. Thank you, Tina. Real life example. Again, going back to automation, all the different ways. If anyone needs copies of the slides, I'm happy to share. But these are just ideas, right? You can literally throw in a question to ChatGPT for ideas for lead nurture emails, and you could niche it, or you could have niches for first time home buyers. On one of my lead generation platforms, there is a questionnaire that the online leads will answer eventually, and one of the questions is whether they're a first time home buyer. Guess what? If they say yes to that, they're going to go on a first time home buyer nurture. Okay. They're gonna get emails about rates and blah, 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 that we'll get into shortly as well. Downsizers, what's important to downsizers? Again, another question on that questionnaire is whether they already own a home that they have to sell. It could be a downsizer or an upsizer, right? You could get into those kinds of drip campaigns. All these, you'd have to set it up. And I invested a lot of time into this 5 years ago. And it's paid off 10 times over at the very least.
So I really want to highlight this a little bit further because this is an important topic. And first and most, the slide that Sohail is running, it's shared on the chat. So please go ahead and copy that and put it into your desktop. One thing that is extremely important in terms of your CRM is the management behind of it. Of course, one of the aspects of it is for the automation that Sohail mentioned in there. Automation is extremely important in our business. The automation needs to be relevant to that lead. So if you have spoken with that lead once and they've told you they're not ready to purchase maybe for another 2 to 3 years and they're first time home buyers, you don't want to put them on the same campaign as a homeowners or somebody that owns a home, because they will feel awkward when they receive an email that is not relevant to them. So they don't see that value. It is best to separate your leads based on their tags, based on their stages. And upon those tags and the stages, assign automation on that level. Hoping that helps everybody. And this is a great topic that Sohail is covering right now.
Sure.
What makes you so interested in doing all this kind of collecting all this information? For me, sometimes it's challenging. Like I talk to a person and I found that, okay, 1 or 2 informations. And what do you make you feel, say, need to spend the time, put all the information and then nurture it. Maybe you never know when it's going to happen. How do you make yourself so disciplined to do that?
Okay, so for anyone, if anyone didn't catch that, was that clear? Was the sound clear? Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So the question was, how do you do this on a daily basis, and knowing that you have quite a few to go through, and how are you disciplined to do that on a daily basis?
let me summarize that. So basically, worded a different way, Frank is asking, how do you have motivation to get up every morning and do this over and over again? How do you have motivation to make call after call after call while you're driving around?
And you still have a smile on your face every day.
Yeah, that was tough. That was tough. Can't help it. It's the muscles. I've kind of yeah, permanently squeezed these muscles. No, but no, the truth is, everyone has a why. And if you don't have a why, and John always says this, if you don't have a why, you're not gonna be able to do it. About a month ago, Frank, I got home, got out of my car, and it was a day when Tina and the kids were not home that day. I don't remember what it was, but I basically got home at a time where I had a couple hours or 2-3 hours to myself. I don't remember what the thing was, but I got home, and for a second I was like, I'm like rushing and like hyped up like I am all the time, and then I get home, I'm like, I feel like I have 2-3 hours to get some things done, and then I felt kind of empty. I'm like, why would I get anything done right now? Like, there's nobody home. I'm like, well, they're still there. They're just not home right now. Like, go get your shit done. So my why, Frank, is my family. Over and above anything else in the world. The thing that keeps me going is my family, is the fact that I want to take my family on nice vacations, is the fact that I want to provide for my family. And I feel that responsibility on my shoulders alone. I, of course, have a wife that supports with all of that as well. But in my head, it's on me to do it, okay? And that is such a freaking strong why.
There's so much emotion for you in this Zoom.
What's that?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, yeah. No, but that's just the reality of it. My why is knowing that if I fail, Frank, if I were to ever fail and my bank account was lower than a certain amount, I wouldn't be able to pay my kids' school, I wouldn't be able to take them on vacations, I wouldn't be able to put food on the table. And that anxiety and that stress keeps me going. But that's just me. I've been like that all my life. Even going through school, anxiety was the thing that empowered me to achieve what I wanted to. So for me, it was never a question of, am I gonna be able to pass? For me, it was, am I gonna get an A or an A plus, right? And that why is the thing that helped me do that. So dig into the why. Yeah, dig into the why. You need to have a strong why. If you don't have a why, create a why. We sometimes book vacations before I know I can afford it. Right? Doesn't seem smart, but we end up affording it anyway. Right?
Yeah, but your why is happy to have a vacation. I remember one time Tina posted, is if you don't work, you go to jail. So, I remember that one. But you know what, does the fear cause you to work hard? Or, is that a fear?
It's not a fear of the bare minimum. It's not a fear that I can't achieve the bare minimum, Frank. I could tone down my lifestyle and achieve the bare minimum much easier. It's just wanting to do better, wanting to make progress, and then allowing our family or people that rely on us to hold us accountable. They don't even hold me accountable. It's just in my head that I'm holding myself accountable because I've made commitments that I need to fulfill. Okay, so again, that's my why. I got a little deeper and more personal into it than maybe you asked. But the why is what you asked. The why is the thing that keeps you going. I know every time my pipeline is weak, I get really anxious. I get really stressed out. I'm like, calm the fuck down, sit at your desk, make phone calls, and it just magically, boom, within 2 weeks, my pipeline is full again, to the point that I'm trying to run after things and I'm trying to catch up, right? Ada was here last time. Ada's not here today, but a few months ago, Ada was a little bit worried about her pipeline. And the last time I asked her, how are you doing? And it was refreshing to say, no, I'm doing really well. I just had to keep prospecting. That's what she said. And Ada's also been in business long enough to know that if her pipeline is drying up, it's not because the market is bad. Whatever, the market is bad, but it doesn't matter. But it's not because the market is bad. It's because she hasn't been investing her time and energy into it. Okay. And online leads are one of the easiest ways to build up that pipeline. You have a few hundred leads, few hundred online leads at any point in time, you start calling them, you start making phone calls, you start working them, is as easy as, hey, it's Noel here, we spoke 3 months ago. I'm just calling with one simple question today. Are you still in the market looking for a home? No, all right, good, well, full chat against you, bam, literally, like that's as easy as it can be. Are you still in the market? If they aren't, you wanna waste time? Do you wanna waste 15 minutes of your day? No, you wanna call 5 other people within those 15 minutes. Okay? Because we're there to help people that need help, not to have abstract conversations. All right. All right, I'll get back to the slides for a second and then maybe open it up to some more questions. Long-term nurture for future buyers. So you talk to someone and they say, well, I'm not looking right now, I'm browsing, I'm not happy about the market. Is there really any point to try? If they're really unmotivated, is there really any reason why you should try to motivate them? Can you convince them? Can you convince someone to do something they don't want to do, Michael?
That would be Jedi mind trick.
Yeah, it would be manipulation, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to manipulate people into doing things they don't want to do? I do. I'm joking. I'm joking. You can't. You can't. No, you really can't. Like if you want to build a sustainable business, you can't do it. If you want to have happy clients, if you want to be happy with yourself every night you're going to sleep, you need to know that you're helping people and that they're happy, not that you're tricking them into doing something. And with real estate, really can't. In sales, you can't trick people. People are smart. The market is smarter than all of us because the market is each one of us, because the market is all of us collectively. And they'll read into it and they'll never do business with you. They'll never refer to you. So if you're there for them and if you're just calling them to see what their motivation is and figure out their motivation, what's the next step? So I call someone, you talk to them and they say, hey, actually, you know what? I'm going to get married over the summer and we're going to have the wedding. And then afterwards start looking. Oh, great. No, you know what? I'm going to be in business for the next 30 years. I use this line very often, very frequently. I'm going to be in business for the next 30 years. Happy to help you when you're ready, whether it's now or 6 months or 6 years from now. When you are ready, though, what kind of property do you think you might be interested in? What kind of property would you be looking for? Are there neighborhoods that you want to stay within? So you get the criteria regardless and let them know that there's no pressure for timeline. And then you put them on the listing updates, and then you put them on the drip campaigns. Okay, once every month, they're getting a market update from you. They're getting daily listings from you, listings that fit them, right? Or let's say you call them and they never pick up. You put them on a drip campaign that says, hey, had we ever met a year later, had we ever met, we'd probably be laughing about our memories now, but we haven't. Is there anything I can help you with today? Okay.
It's so creepy.
What's that?
Just kidding.
Yeah, I was so young, so much younger than, I had black hair.
5 years ago?
I had hair. This is, yeah, almost 9 years ago. Yeah, 9 years ago, wow. Anyways, all right. Other occasions, birthdays, anniversaries, I didn't even know my CRM was sending birthday emails. And I've had a few times, I've had replies from clients, from past clients, thanking me for wishing them a happy birthday. I'm like, great, it's awesome. And then again, with automation and stuff, if your CRM will offer automation features, if you don't know how to use it, learn how to use it, but definitely use it. Definitely use it. It will be worth the investment. I can promise you that. If you're, yeah, I mean, if once you do business planning, and we're going to do that in a couple of weeks, in a week actually, we're going to be talking about basically your hourly pay, right? Based on how much income you make, how much are you making per hour? Let's say you make $100 an hour as an agent and you invest 2 days into setting all of this up, right? That's what, $1,600, and it'll be well worth it. It'll be well worth it. And it won't take 2 full days to set everything up on your CRM. I can promise you that. And some final takeaways. Online leads are a marathon, folks. It's not a sprint. You're not in it to convert someone within a week or even within a month. You absolutely can if you're good at it. If you do all the right things, if you get lucky sometimes, it's absolutely possible. But that would be the wrong mindset. If you're getting into it thinking I'm going to convert within the first couple of weeks, within the first month, look for opportunities to do it. Don't expect it, is what I would say. Having the right systems, consistent follow-up, whether it's automated or in person, it has to be done. And you have to make it in person, actually, like all the drip campaigns, all of those, they're supplementary. If you're not acting, they will work with someone who is acting, who is building personal relationships and connections with them. So the online systems are great, but don't rely on them fully. They're there to support you. They're not there to do business for you. You might get lucky once in a while. But if you're not building that connection, they're gonna consume your listings. And when they see one they like, they're gonna call that other agent. And this has happened to me. This happened to everyone in this room, I'm sure. And the goal with these online leads is to build rapport, to build trust before you can actually transact with them. You want to help them, you want to show them that you're capable of helping them, and in fact, you're the best person to help them before they do any transactions with you. With that, what questions can we answer here today? Or
You ask a question?
yes, sir.
For your marketing budget, how much percentage you allocate for your online, marketing? Yeah.
Okay, Frank's question is, how much budget do you allocate for your online leads? So Frank, if you analyze a lot of different businesses, the benchmarks are, if you have a very stable business that's not growing really, it's just stable in a very mature phase, you generally allocate around 15% of your revenue to marketing. Okay, overall marketing, okay, 15%. But if you want to build a growing business, 25% or more of your revenue, right?
Yeah.
So if you're making, let's say $100,000, $25,000 on your marketing. I could share with you that for my online leads, I spend a lot less than that, actually. I spend a lot less on online leads. I mean, there are other marketing that I spend money on as well. My online leads probably very small, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, probably close to 5%. But it pays off really well, and again.
But do you spend money on other type of marketing, like
Spend
mailing or?
Oh, for sure, yeah, I mean, if I took you through my financials, it's basically all marketing expenses, but, I'll have to talk to Kevin Lee about that, but yeah, it's a very good question. I would say 25%. So if you're with online leads, if you want to make $100,000 from online leads over the next year, you should probably budget 15 to 20%. Yeah, maybe 10 to 15%. If you're doing other marketing as well, just for your online, I would maybe do 10 to 15%. And from that 10 to 15%, within a year, you should be able to make $100,000 to $150,000. Okay, so 10 times once you get good at online leads, you can comfortably make 8 to 10 times what you spend in commission. Okay.
But
In
it
gross
takes
commission.
time, because in 1 year you may not have so many closed deals.
It doesn't have to take too much time, Frank. I'm
Okay.
like averaging this out, yeah.
Okay.
My first year online leads, I was an agent part-time
Mhm.
and I made 10 times what I spent, maybe more than 10 times what I spent, just in the first year.
Yeah.
And then those same clients, they became my trusted clients, or I became their trusted agent. And over the following years, I did a lot more business with them. So I'm not even counting the follow-up business. I'm counting just within a year of them signing up, over 10 times what I spent. Yeah.
That's good.
Doesn't have to take, it doesn't have to take longer than that. These numbers are realistic. I've experienced it for 5 years. And because of that, I've built confidence in these numbers now. I know that if my pipeline is drying up, I can amp up the lead gen, and I'm gonna convert and yeah.
Yeah, the conversion is very important.
I have a question, Sohail.
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe you have said this before, I wasn't here last week, but I know you have done a lot of door knocking. If you
Mhm.
want to compare, I know it's like not apple and apple, but how do you compare these two?
Yeah.
Online lead and door
Yeah,
knock?
yeah, what's nice about door knocking is, so Sally's question is, how would you compare online leads to door knocking? Both good sources of business, and I would combine both of those activities. I wouldn't pick one over the other. Let's just put that out there first, right? You need different sources of revenue. Let's say something happens and you can't legally call people anymore, and you've invested all your time and money into online leads for the past few years. Now you're like, okay, well, how do I get any business now? This is a real concern that I have today, as it's becoming harder to reach people. There are phone systems that are blocking us out. Anyways, so differences. Door knocking, you can generally expect longer timelines. Online leads, you can convert them quicker. I've converted online leads within 3 to 4 days, like from sign up to getting an accepted offer. Door knocking, I would expect 6 months plus. The thing with door knocking is that unless they're giving you a referral to someone, if it's for the person whose door you've knocked, if they're within 6 months of making a move, chances are they've already picked an agent. So, right, if they're within 3 months of a move, they've very, very likely already picked an agent. They've already gone through the interview process, picked someone, they're probably sending down their belongings to put the home on the market. So longer timelines for door knocking. But also a great source of revenue, a great source of referrals and revenue. I have one family that I've been doing business for 3-4 years now. I've never bought or sold with them, but I'm her go-to person. She a couple of years ago, she needed a ride to the hospital, the emergency room, and she called me. I wasn't available, but I said, oh, like I know this person, my electrician, he can help you out. I actually took the husband to the hospital, actually. So that I'm their go-to person now, and this just came from knocking on the door, talking to them, seeing the home, etc. But the main difference, I think, is in my experience, the main difference is timeline, conversion timeline. Yeah,
Thank you.
but do both. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, we have a few more minutes, 6 more minutes, right? Right, Axel? More questions. Who isn't doing this today? Who isn't working online leads today? Are you calling online leads? You're not calling online leads? What's
So
stopping you?
I've just started with the live group.
Yeah.
I was not doing this.
Is there anything stopping you from doing more of it? What's stopping you from doing more? of it?
Maybe the system that I'm working with, I have to put more effort to know the system, automation, everything. So I think technical support, I think.
Okay, but if you have a list of numbers, let's say nothing is set up, you have a list of numbers today, the first time I started working with online leads as an example, it was a spreadsheet of numbers, 100 numbers that I got from a different agent. And I just started calling them. Oh, they're old dormant leads. No one had talked to them for like a year at least. I didn't have any systems. I didn't even have a CRM. Is there anything stopping you from doing that?
No, I think I'm very comfortable with calling them.
Yeah?
It's just the rest of the system, like follow-ups, finding the right property, going through the settings and everything.
All of that will fall into place, Sally.
Yeah, I
All of
think
that
so.
will fall into place. Once you start seeing some results and you get excited about it, then your brain is engaged and you're like, oh, you know what, now I should do this and I should do that, I should improve this and that. The system that I have set up right now, it wasn't like that from day one. Like I said, it was a spreadsheet. I didn't have a CRM. The first time I signed up on the CRM, I didn't have any customized campaigns. It was just whatever the platform came with, tack it on there. But I was putting more work into it. I was texting manually, I was calling manually, right? So do it today. Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, so for me right now, my challenge is, okay, I already in a comfort zone when I'm looking for clients is through referral systems.
Mhm.
But of course, the referral is limited, right? You know, the online leads or prospecting open up new pipelines. But when I think about that, it's, the mind, that's why we make our mind stronger all day long, is that you feel scared. Because I experienced it,
Yes.
was not as positive as you had, is that when you deal with these strange people, they have also, you don't know them, they don't know you, of course, but you don't know them as well. So when you deal with people you don't know, you don't know what you are getting into.
Yeah.
And once you taste it, when when you get into it, you find, wow, there's so many possibilities,
Yeah.
people contact you, like I'm getting people contact me by marketing, calling me. They say, hey, I'm looking for a real estate advisor for long-term partnership.
Yeah.
Text me.
Yeah.
I call them back. They want to sell me something.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I found that many leads I call them, instead of I try to get information from them, they are getting my
Right,
information.
so Frank, there are a bunch of points in what you mentioned. First of all, I can share with you that if I don't make phone calls for a week, maybe even for a few days, if I get busy with business and I don't make cold calls for a few days, the day I start making calls again, I am uncomfortable again, right? It's like, it depends on personalities as well. I'm an extrovert, like I'm comfortable talking to random people anywhere I go. You put me in any room, I'll start talking to people. I have no problem doing that. But when I start making those phone calls, I will feel uncomfortable. And the first few calls will probably not go very well. So that feeling may never go away. But again, I just know that feeling won't go away. So I challenge it head on, right? And that's one of the ways you could do it. Now, a couple other things that you mentioned that are very important. Getting referrals. I love getting referrals, right? Who doesn't like getting referrals? Isn't it great when they call you and they want to give you business, or you get that text out of nowhere saying, hey, Sohel, like I'm gonna send my friend's looking or whatever, I'm gonna send you their contact information. What I don't like about referrals is that you're right, Frank, it makes you lazy. It makes you, a few months ago, I was really chill. I was like, this is like, it's supposed to be a bad market, but this is starting to feel easy. And guess what? 3 months later, I was stressed out. I was stressed out because my pipeline was drying up. Because I got a little comfortable with getting referrals. I got a little comfortable with having too much business. I slowed down my lead generation, right? I slowed down generating leads on a daily basis. And now I know that is the trigger in my head. Every time I'm feeling like I'm not doing enough, is probably because I'm not doing enough. Every time I feel like I'm not calling people and talking to a lot of people every day, it's because I'm not doing it. And then I have to correct myself, this mechanism in my mind to say, hey, start calling people. It's gonna feel uncomfortable. I haven't been doing it for a few days. Fuck it, get on the phone, get at your desk, get on the phone, start calling people. No expectations, just start calling. And then the pieces will start to fall into place. Okay? But you just gotta keep calling. That's it, like, just take action. Don't get comfortable. If you ever feel comfortable, there's something wrong. Something wrong with you. That's how I feel anyway. Okay? We're at time, Axel?
Yes, sir. If let's open it to and ask the audience if there's any other questions. We can keep going, and we do have a special guest that's going to be running or mortgage update for BC, of course, British Columbia. For the ones that they are not from British Columbia, you can leave if you don't have any question. But right after this session, of course, we're going to be having a mortgage update, Canadian version on British Columbia. In about a few minutes, but let's open it up to Q&A. Any questions, any insights for Sohel in regards to online leads and conversion of it? Sohel, when there is no question, that means everything was awesome. So I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for running this 2 amazing sessions for us. For the ones that missed out, the first session, reach out to me. I will share the link with you on our YouTube channel. These sessions are posted on our YouTube, and you can definitely tap into it and watch the recording. Without further ado, Sohel, let's everybody give him a round of applause on the Zoom. Let's give him the reaction of the clap. Let's go for it. Sohel, we're so proud of your achievement. Really appreciate you, man. And right now, I'd love to invite Shireen, or mortgage specialist in Vancouver. And for the ones that want to stay behind, of course, you're more than welcome. But this session is going to be for BC agents if they want to get updates on the mortgage. Shireen, you're on whenever you're ready. Go for it.
Hi, everyone. I don't know if I'm on a camera. not used to this kind of meetings.
You're
So
on,
I,
yeah, you're here.
people in the room and people on Zoom, thank you so much for having me today here. It's great to see you all in person. I've known Sally for a couple of years and wow, thank you so much, Sohel, for this presentation. I'm so happy I was hearing so many insights. We both are, two different side of this transaction, and we should work hand in hand to make this happen. So the why that made me call Sally one day, I had this spreadsheets. I used to work as a mortgage specialist for BMO. And this referral program that BMO has with EXP, they gave us some spreadsheets and some of us are lazy, some of us are more into the work. So I started to make the calls. And then I got to know Sally, and we had this connection from day one, and it went really well. But I found this city needs more solutions. So I needed to get out of BMO and have more solutions in hand. So I started to be a broker, independent broker. And now, it's amazing that I can give people reverse mortgage. I can work with the BFS, the self-employed people that, we don't declare much of taxes and much of income because we don't want to pay taxes and it's normal. And it's amazing that I know so many solutions right now. I don't say no to anyone, You have bankruptcy, it's okay. We have a solution for you. You want to use your equity in your home, it's okay. We're going to use that reverse mortgage. And these days, I was talking to Frank, these days people need to have more cash in hands. And there's not a lot of people out there who knows about how to strategize these kind of solutions, this kind of financing solutions. So one of them that I have some brochures here for the people in the room is we call it reverse mortgage. So if you have a client that wants to take a gift from parents, the buyers, you hear them saying, oh, I want to take a gift from parent. Right away, you can think about the parent doesn't need to take from the investments out and pay tax on it. So most of the parents these days, they have a property and it's mortgage free, so they can use the equity out of it. No income, no payments, monthly payment, no tax on it, so they don't have to cash out on the investment on the RSP stuff like this and pay tax on it. And help the kids with the purchase of the property, or even your clients wants to buy a chalet, a cabin outside of the city, just as a second home. So what we can do is using the equity of their current home and buy the second home as a cash purchase. So we can think all of this, solutions for the clients, and the sky is the limit right now for us. And yeah, I'm here for you if you want to ask any questions about the mortgage programs or the rate and stuff like this, which we had this rate cut yesterday. Yeah, Frank, go ahead.
Yeah, so you mentioned about reverse mortgage. Does it mean the property has to be, mortgage free in order to do the reverse?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. So we can actually take the equity and pay off the first mortgage, because most of the time, these people, she's 55 and older, they have either nothing or a small mortgage on a property. So using that reverse mortgage, we can pay it off, and then they have no more, payment on hands, monthly payments on hands. Yeah.
So what's the difference between reverse mortgage and a HELOC? So for example, people can take out the money from their property with a HELOC, right? And like allow credit. And it's flexible, you just pay interest if you choose to.
Yeah.
But what's the main difference there? Like
So,
the rate.
Yeah. So the HELOC, they still need to show income to be eligible for that. But reverse mortgage, which we can use a part HELOC as well on a reverse mortgage, they don't need to use any income. So just using the property, just using the equity of the property, and there's no payment necessarily to be made. So that's why it's much easier. And they can have HELOC on that as well. Yeah.
Thank you.
So about the rate, yesterday we had this cut. And probably that's what we're foreseeing to be the last cut of this year. So people are still being a little bit skeptical through the rate, the variable rate, stuff like this. But regardless of the rate, we need to be there to strategize their purchase. So it doesn't have to be about the rate. It doesn't have to be about the fixed or variable. It has to be about what strategy we need to use for the clients, which lender is more appropriate for the client. Are you going to sell in 2-3 years? So it has to be portable. Many different aspects come to a mortgage, and the rate is only one of them. So if the client starts to talk about the rate, try to give them the path that the rate is only one of the aspects of getting a mortgage. You need to know which lender is most appropriate for you, for your case. So yeah, I know I don't have much of time. There's a lot of programs that we would love to deep in, but I'm always available for you guys. If you have any questions, we can have one-on-ones, have coffee or Zoom meetings, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. Again,
Thank you, Shireen.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Excel.
Shireen. Really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Appreciate everybody for being here.
People online will be a loss.
All right, everyone. Thanks. Have a great Thursday. See you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.